Welcome to Smart Academy. We are giving CSIR Net Physical Science online classes. Up to now I discussed classical mechanics classes, some of the concepts and 10 classes for quantum mechanics. Today I am going to start atomic molecular physics. So today is the introduction of atomic molecular physics and Bohr's model. So postulates of Bohr's model. So before going to discussion, please subscribe my channel for more videos. We are targeting June 2021 CSIR Net Physical Science. So please follow my classes. If you have any doubt, you can comment on this video. So today see spectroscopy. Spectroscopy is a branch of physics. Branch of physics which deals the observation and interpretation of radiation emitted and absorbed by atoms and molecules. See, spectroscopy is a branch of physics which deals the observation and interpretation of radiation emitted and absorbed by atoms and molecules. See, this is the atom, radiation emitted and absorbed. This is observed. Here emitting. See, the radiation absorbed and emitting, which deals the observation and interpretation of radiation emitted and absorbed by atoms and molecules. So the study of the observation which deals with spectroscopy. It is a branch of physics. Next, so here two types of spectroscopy: optical spectroscopy, X-ray spectroscopy. So we will see later this one. So now what I am trying to say here, spectroscopy is a branch of physics which deals the observation and interpretation of radiation emitted and absorbed by atoms and molecules. I want to say up to now this much only. Then see, already we discussed in quantum mechanics phase velocity of a monochromatic wave. Mu dash lambda. Mu dash is the frequency of monochromatic wave. See here, phase velocity of monochromatic wave. This is the frequency of monochromatic wave. This is the wavelength of monochromatic wave. See, phase velocity equal to mu dash lambda. So now I am introducing here one more term, that is wave number. Already we know phase velocity, frequency and wavelength. Now I am introducing wave number. So here what is the wave number? So wave number is a reciprocal of wavelength. That is, for example, this is the wave number nu 1 by lambda. Reciprocal of wavelength is nothing but wave number. So the units for this one, centimeter inverse or meter inverse. So wavelength units centimeter or meter. So the wave number units centimeter inverse or meter inverse. So for example, if nu dash is the frequency, if nu dash is the frequency, then lambda is wavelength. If nu dash is the frequency, lambda is the wavelength of radiation, the total energy of the radiation, that is equal to generally h nu. So here nu dash is the frequency, h nu dash. So we can convert this one h c nu. See here, total energy equal to h c nu. We are substituted h nu dash equal to c nu. So this is the frequency, this is the light velocity, this is the wave number. So the total energy, which is the Planck's constant, total energy equal to h nu dash. So here the total energy in terms of wave number, hc nu, hc nu, nu is the wave number. That means hc 1 by lambda. Lambda is wavelength. So reciprocal of wavelength is nothing but wave number. So we can write ultimately hc nu. So this is the total energy in terms of wave number. So E equal to hc nu. Nu is the wave number. Here h nu dash, here nu dash is the frequency. So little bit don't confuse here. E equal to h nu dash. This is the frequency. H equal to h c nu. This is the wave number. So how it has come? 1 by lambda. So 1 by lambda substituted nu here. These are two formulas we have now. So I want to discuss one more property. Frequency of wave, frequency of wave does not change in any medium. See, the frequency of wave does not change in any media. So frequency does not change if you go for any media. If you take air, you go for water. So these are different media. If the wave is traveling from air to water, the frequency does not change while passing through one medium to other medium. So here we taken air, here we taken water. So the frequency here also nu dash. For example, if nu dash is frequency of the wave in the air, same frequency is having in water also. So frequency does not change in any media. So this is simply I given some concepts about spectroscopy and wave number concepts. Now I am going to discuss Bohr's postulates. Bohr's postulates. See, Niels Bohr, I think you might be known everything about Bohr's postulates, but I want to discuss according to syllabus how, see, Niels Bohr in 1913 he postulated some postulates. So first postulate is an electron in an atom moves in a circular orbit. An electron in an atom moves in circular orbit about the nucleus. That means this is the nucleus. The electron is revolving in circular orbit about the nucleus. This is the nucleus. See, why it is moving Why it is revolving around the nucleus? So between nucleus and electron, some Coulombic attraction is there. Coulombic attraction is there. This is the first postulate. So the an electron in an atom moves in circular orbit about the nucleus. Nucleus is having positive charge, electron is having negative charge. So between these two charges, Coulomb attraction force is there. That's why it is revolving around the nucleus. This is the first postulate. I am going to before going to second. So this is according to classical mechanics principles. So the electron is revolving around the nucleus in a circular orbit. So this postulate comes from classical mechanics concepts. So second postulate, the electron is moving in circular orbit. While it is moving, the magnitude of orbital angular momentum is integral multiple of h by 2 pi. See, the second postulate is an electron is moving in circular orbit about the nucleus. While it is moving, the magnitude of orbital angular momentum is integral multiple of h by 2 pi. So this is orbital angular momentum. So magnitude modulus are given. So modulus of orbital angular momentum, that is magnitude of orbital angular momentum, is integral multiple of h by 2 pi. So we can write this one mvr equal to nh by 2 pi. This is important postulate. So the total orbital angular momentum of an electron is integral multiple of h by 2 pi. That is equal to L equal to nh by 2 pi. Are equal to nh by 2 pi. This is the second postulate of Bohr's model. Now here, so in the second postulate we got quantization of energy. So energy is quantized. That means integral multiple. So energy is quantization is there. We are getting the concept of quantization of energy from second postulate. Now we are moving third postulate. See what is the third postulate. Third postulate. See, this is the nucleus. The electron is revolving in an orbit. This is positive charge, this is negative charge, it is moving. So Coulombic attraction force is there, that is the first postulate. So the total orbital angular momentum is integral multiple of h by 2 pi, this is second postulate. Now while an electron is revolving in an orbit about the nucleus, the total energy of an electron is constant. The total energy of electron is constant. That means, so the electron does not emit EM radiation, does not observe. So the electron is not absorbing energy, it is not emitting energy. So the total energy of an electron is constant. So the third postulate is, from the third postulate, total energy is constant while it is revolving in an orbit. So the electron is revolving in this particular orbit, it is not emitting radiation, it is not observing radiation. That means the energy or total energy of that electron, that an orbit is constant. The total energy is constant. This is the third postulate. Now we are moving fourth postulate. See, in third postulate only, we got the concept the total energy is constant. That means the electron is does not observing, does not emitting radiation or energy. So in the fourth postulate, what is the fourth postulate? This is the nucleus. So electron is revolving in this orbit. So one more orbit if it is there. If it is the electron is moving, this is initial energy, initial orbit energy, this is final state energy orbit. If the electron is going EA to EF, see the energy of particular orbit is constant, that is EA. The second orbit, the next orbit, EF is constant for this particular orbit. If the electron is jumping, otherwise the electron is going other orbit. So the difference of energy, the difference of these two orbits energy equal to E, that is equal to H nu. Nu equal to EI minus EF by H. So here, so the total energy, how much it is getting energy or otherwise how much it is losing energy. For example, the electron is revolving in this orbit. If it is goes to first orbit, so here the energy is losing. The energy of electron is losing. Here the energy of electron is getting more to go to next level, next orbit. So the difference of these two levels is equal to H nu. Nu equal to EA minus EF by H. EA is initial energy, EF is final energy, then by Planck's constant. So the frequency of electron is equal to difference of two energy levels by Planck's constant. This is the concept. This is the postulate fourth. So here from these four concepts we got. So the four postulates, some of the classical mechanics concepts, some are non-classical mechanics concepts. So mixing of classical mechanics and non-classical mechanics. Then these four postulates are important while doing problems, while solving problems. So these are the four concepts I discussed today. That is Bohr's model, which he introduced in 1913. So this is I started the first class Atomic Molecular Physics for CSIR NET 2021 June classes. So before going to end of this class, please subscribe my channel for more videos. So I started classical mechanics, then I started quantum mechanics. Now I am starting atomic molecular physics. So after 10 classes I am going to start one more area. Thank you.